Hello.
Howdy.
Welcome to the Book Coven.
Yay!
That over there's Chelsea.
And that's Lillian.
And as you know, or maybe you don't, we are a bi-weekly book review podcast. You can find us on all major podcast platforms.
All of them.
And all over that social media. We got Instagram. We got Facebook, YouTube. We're on TikTok now.
Yep. It's a new day.
Yeah.
We're 15.
youths. Yep. Do we have a video yet? No.
Well, by the time this comes out,
It'll be a video.
yes.
Yeah.
Will it be good?
Oh,
betcha.
For sure. All our handles are different versions of the Book Coven.
Yep, that's what happens when you don't lock her in, folks.
Instagram is the .book.coven.
Yeah.
That's the most important one.
That's the important one.
You
Think
got,
any pictures of our food?
pictures of all our treats and shit, videos. We also have some dope witch merch out on Threadless and Redbubble.
Pretty stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's excellent. Ha ha.
Worked her in every time.
Yeah, every
Hashtag excellent catchphrase.
Catchphrase.
So our theme this month is true crime.
Yay.
Super big favorite of ours.
I know. Such a good theme.
First up, we have Gone at Midnight by Jake Anderson, covering the infamous Elisa Lam case. Spook. Trey spooky. Alrighty.
3 spooks.
Oh, this is a long synopsis.
Or is it a hot synopsis? Oh!
It's definitely hot. 21-year-old Vancouver student Elisa Lam was last heard from on January 31st, 2013, after she checked into downtown LA's Cecile Hotel. Hate that name. Stay on Main.
Cecile?
Also, Cecile.
Cecil. How was I
say
saying
Cecile. Cecil.
it? I was saying Cecil.
Tomato, tomato. Either one is lame.
I'm going to look into it. You continue.
Okay, yeah. Where did I go? The next day, she vanished. A search of the hotel yielded nothing. More than a week later, complaints by guests of smell-filling tap water led to the grim discovery: Elisa's nude body floating in a rooftop water tank in an area extremely difficult to access without setting off alarms. You know, I'm realizing there are some spoilers in this synopsis.
I think that every time I read a synopsis.
I may just hit to the... All right, so she died in a water tank.
Oh my God.
In pouring through Elisa's revealing online journals and social media posts, Anderson realized he shared more in common with a young woman than he imagined. His search for justice and truth became a personal journey, a dangerous descent into one of America's quiet epidemics: drugs, medication. Along the way, he exposed a botched investigation and previously unreported disclosures from inside sources who suggest there may have been a corporate conspiracy and a police cover-up. In Gone at Midnight, Anderson chronicles eye-opening discoveries about who she really was and what or whom she was running from. Wow.
I looked it up.
Yeah. Oh.
Cecil. It's the masculine.
Cecil.
Cecile has 2 L's and another E or something.
I'm sorry for thinking feminine.
Always thinking the feminine.
Yeah.
Unless it's masculine.
It should be feminine. Cecile sounds more fun.
It does.
Cecil. Both are better than Stay on Main, but all 3 are stupid.
Oh, stay on Main.
That's
Stop trying to rebrand.
That's not good. Nothing can fix this hotel.
No. Condemn.
Oh, boy. So I paired it with what I think are LA treats. Because I feel like they're really into weird food trends.
So true.
And healthy food trends. So I made a raw vegan cheesecake. Lime cheesecake. Super limey. That's my bad.
Limey blimey.
And then I made this drink. It has Aperol, Empress, gin, and tonic. And it was supposed to separate and look like a sunset.
It did.
In ways.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that smells sweet. And bitter. It balances out.
Yeah, it's pretty good, actually.
I'm not mad at it.
I didn't think I'd like it based on the smell, but oh, she's sweet though. Mm-hmm. Oh boy.
Oh, Nelly.
So again, we're on the TikTok and the YouTube, so you can see pictures and videos of how I made and sort of failed these creations.
No, they're good.
Enjoy.
It is limey. I like it.
Let me have a bite of her.
Blimey.
Hot dog, yep. Strong notes of lime right away.
I like lime.
Oh, I like the crust.
I've made
That's a good crust.
like snack balls out of that kind of crust, like the dates and
yeah.
nuts and
Dates are really
and
good.
nuts.
I never
Dates
used to
and
like
nuts.
dates.
Dates and nuts.
I think I have to process it. I bought a brand new food processor just for this.
No way. Now you have to make
8
a bunch
cups.
of date stuff.
8 cups it holds.
Jesus Christ.
It's on
Ours
sale.
holds like 2.
It was on sale too, $50.
Righteous.
Really excited. Okay. Should we start with the case first or the book review? How do you
Let's
wanna
do the
fly
book
this?
review.
Okay.
Let's do the book review.
So, as a book, it was pretty good. Had some issues. It's a little all over the place. Story structure could have been edited
more
a little
cohesive.
more. Yeah. It, like the other, we read some autobiographies and stuff. It kind of sounds more like a podcast
Oh, that would
that
make a
he
good
just
podcast.
typed out. That was
Maybe
like
that's
the
why I
Stay
liked it
Sexy.
so much.
Yeah, like it's not bad, but it got shit on a lot in the reviews because of
Did
that.
it really?
Yeah,
Oh, I had
I don't
fun.
think it. Yeah, I don't think it deserves. It's a good book. It's just like it's about the case, but it's also about him. It's kind of
Yeah.
like a personal.
But it's
book.
kind of like to give the reader an idea as to why he's so
Yeah.
into the case, right?
It's
It's
all relevant,
self-discovery.
but if
Yeah.
you just want something that's strictly the case,
That's not it.
not this book.
Yeah.
But I like that he added some.
I did
fun
too.
although some of them didn't need that much information.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of stories that tie into the case, but then there are some where you're like, okay,
This is irrelevant.
like fun
yeah.
story, but I don't care. And dude, don't go off your meds.
No.
As soon as he said that, I was
know,
like, this
I know.
is
I'm like,
gonna-
here we go.
He's gonna go on a bender. Here we go.
For what, like 2 years too?
Dude. I do like him though. He seems
yeah, I
really
like him.
sarcastic and funny. I think we'd have a great conversation. Hit us up, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Jake Anderson.
Let's do that interview there.
He investigates this for years.
Yes.
It like consumed his life.
Because this case is from 2013, right?
And this one just came out. He goes hard into the investigation. Good on you, bro.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Kind of like McNamara with
Yes.
the Golden State Killer.
Yes.
She got fucking into it.
Unfortunately, this crime is still. I mean, it's not technically unsolved because they
It is
do have
closed
an
case.
official cause of death. But
Wow.
as you'll see if you read this book,
Corruption.
Yeah. So it's still a big mystery here. But he gave it a solid effort. He did. He looked into all he could and he put her out there.
Yeah.
I don't know about. Is the documentary happening? He talks about a documentary.
I imagine it is.
I guess I'll watch it, but it's gonna be a real bummer. A real bummer.
All the fucking documentaries are just like, here's this case, here's all this evidence that leads to
Yeah.
this one person, but also it's still unsolved.
Yeah,
It's like, what
but
the
like
fuck?
it's clearly
But it's
that
clearly
person.
that person.
Like the monster flirts. You're like, dudes, you know who would love this case? Those investigators in Italy.
Maybe
They'd be all over the
you're like, see,
esoteric.
it's not just us. This was obviously satanic.
It's the same satanic cult
well, and it's
coming
LA.
all around. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
LA, so it's clearly Satanists.
Oh, for
Those damn
sure.
hippies.
Fucking hell.
The
Calm
gone
down,
food.
guys. Meanwhile, the Satanists are like, hey. I'm sure maybe there are some that are fucked up because there are fucked up people in every religion.
Oh yeah, well he discusses Ramirez and how he was like super into Satan.
He's a fucked up Satanist.
yeah.
He took it. He bent
But he
it.
got like pretty high in the church.
Yeah, that is disturbing.
It's fucked,
yeah,
guys.
Yeah.
Come on.
But, like, don't put it on all sides. I know plenty of nice ones.
Oh, totally.
Hey, you remember, like, the Catholics, all the stuff they've done over the
The
years?
ones who don't actually believe in Satan are the cream of the crop.
It's just a fun time, guys. Relax about it. And if you're doing weird culty stuff, okay, but don't kill people.
Good magic only.
Yes. Because what you put out there comes back to you twofold. Magic always comes with a price. Witchcraft, stay excellent. Very research book. Well done. He
Very well done. Felt like there was nothing left out. Like,
I know.
he covered all the corners.
And I appreciate that because there are a lot of weird angles this case brings up, and he goes even a little bit into all of them. He even talks about the stupid conspiracy theories that are not what happened.
So, my favorite conspiracy theory.
Oh boy, is it the shadow people?
No, the marionette.
Oh, that was part of the shadow people one. Because they're invisible, either invisible beings or humans in invisibility suits.
If you zoom in, you can see the strings holding up her dead body. What?
That was one of my favorite parts where he's like, I met this guy who said he had hard evidence about this. And then he realized it's that same fucking psycho. He's like, oh Jesus Christ. Yep, it's you again.
Here we go.
Tell me about the shadow people.
How the fuck could that even... Oh my God.
I watched the video. Nope.
That's a real person. She's alive.
Yeah. Didn't see any strings. And he tried to contact the family.
I know. That's the problem with this case being so popular.
He brings a lot of web sleuthing. I'm all for it. There's some great people out there that do this. Well, and when I'm retired, I would love to commit
they're actually
to this
solving shit.
Yes, they're very helpful at times. But I agree with the girl who has the web sleuthing site. You should not contact the family or police. Unless police, if you have hard actual evidence, not
actual evidence.
Shadow people.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Loved it.
Really big on mental illness in this book, which touched a few nerves here.
It was good. He discovered his own bipolar throughout the course.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Always a bad case to discover that on.
Yes, it is. Not a good day.
But now you know, so you can work through it.
Knowing is better.
And he goes a lot about the meds and stuff that the doctors give you and kind of the pros and the cons of it.
Yeah, so that if you're reading and you're not familiar, you can definitely get a good grasp on what might be happening in her mind because she's off her meds, right?
Yes.
Which is important.
And he doesn't, there are crazy things about this case, and again, all the theories, and people talk a lot, not all of it good, but he's very respectful of her and what happened to her, which I appreciate. Especially from a dude. I don't want I hate to bring this up, but a lot of the times they're like, well, maybe she meant a boy and she brought this on herself.
And he didn't once, that was one of the theories, but he didn't make it his rating go to. And good example, for half of this book, I thought it was a woman writing it. I actually didn't look at the author at all. I just Gone at Midnight. Here we go. Let's start. And the way he writes, I thought he was a woman, which is a compliment.
Yes, he champions women. He says there's a horrible story about what happened to his girlfriend, and he says he always believes women when they say sexual assault accusations. Which, thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
Get on board.
Okay. So the case.
Oh, Nelly.
I'm sure everyone is familiar with it in some aspect. I'll hit you with the hard facts, the official stuff on the case, and then we'll go into all the different theories in least likely to most likely, in my opinion.
Okay.
Which he does in the book a lot.
Yeah, he does.
So, Elisa, she was a 21-year-old Canadian traveler. She started in San Diego, I believe.
Santiago.
Ended up in LA. She went on a solo trip, which, cool, good on her. It's a real shame. I mean, yes.
Don't stay at the murder hotel or the suicide hotel if you're traveling by yourself.
Yeah, but it's a cheap destination.
Yeah, because you're gonna die.
They don't put that in the advert, although they fucking should with this hotel. Jesus Christ.
Warning, we'll commit suicide if you stay here. Oopsie.
Okay, well, here we go. So she checked in No, she arrived in LA on the 26th of January, checked into the hotel either, I think officially on the 28th, but there was something in the book about maybe it wasn't that exact date. Mm-hmm. And she was last seen on the 31st, was reported missing. And then a week later, they pulled out the elevator video to help identify her, which is red flag number one, because that, for the purpose of identifying her or giving information, useless. It's grainy as fuck.
Yeah, you see the back of her head a lot.
She doesn't look she looks like a 45-year-old woman in the video, the way the video is like filmed.
Yeah, I mean, those cameras are always shit. Terrible
video. And of course, it paints, she could easily be having some kind of manic episode in it. Or could we go? It spurred this whole case.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Jake, right?
Yep.
He spoke to body language experts and they said, she doesn't look like she's having a time. This is like, she just looks impatient. Right? Yeah. They were saying that she doesn't necessarily look anxious or scared.
Yeah. So, I mean, when I first watched the video, we were young and I avoided it like the plague. So I was like,
I know.
Demons. Not interested.
Obviously, it's supernatural.
Yeah. But then watching it again, like as an adult, there are some strange things, like when she leaves the elevator and she like with her hands.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that there's chunks like that look like
I
they're
spotted
missing the
one
time code.
for sure. That was a clear cut to me with my film eye.
Yes.
Pro. Looks like a clear cut, and the time code. He's right. It looks like jarbled hieroglyphs. Not a good tape.
No.
And in a huge 600-room hotel, that's the only footage they have of her, supposedly.
How? Come on.
It will be brought to light later that there's other unreleased footage.
It's the fucking cops.
Yeah. So a week after that, the guests started complaining, or 2 weeks. A time after that, the guests started complaining, this is bad. Foul tasting water.
I know.
Ooh, excuse me. That was a gasp and a burp. So Santiago, something or other, hotel worker, went up there, found her body.
Yeah.
So she was dead in the water tank, face up, nude, with her clothes and her key card next to her.
Yeah.
And he claims, this is important, he claims the lid was open. Yeah. And the cops claim that it was closed. So another red flag. Gonna have a cheesecake.
So many.
Music pause for cheesecake. Where am I? Yep. Okay, show. Yeah, so she had a pair of black men's shorts.
Which is weird. But, I mean, not that weird.
I wear men's clothes for pajamas because they're big and loosey.
Yeah. If it was really late at night, she'd definitely be wearing her comfy shit.
Most of her stuff was men's clothing.
Then that's not suspicious. Guys, come on.
There was a green Alexander Keith shirt, a shirt with a deer logo, sandals. So the sandals, her underwear, and her red hoodie were her clothes. She also had a wristwatch and the room key. All of them had sand particles on them and some like white flecks.
Mm-hmm. Which is like what was kind of on the roof.
Yep, the roof also important. Mm-hmm. So, boy, there's a lot after this point. First of all, that whole hotel was serving water with a body in it.
I know.
Golly
that
gosh.
Is so traumatic.
Yep.
What if you found out while you were there that gross water you drank had a body? It's gross because there's a body.
I am a hypochondriac at the best of times. Yeah. So I would go into full
Doctor
meltdown mode.
Name all of the diseases I now have.
And it brings up a good point because the family tried to sue the hotel because that's their source of water, and if someone could clearly someone could open it, her or another person, and anyone could have poisoned that water. Yeah. And they were like, "What are you talking about?"
Oh God, is someone going to use that in the future?
Probably. Okay, so the official autopsy report, which highly questionable, I disagree with a lot of it, but I'll tell you it. Mm-hmm. No signs of external injuries, no bruising, strangulation, none of that jazz. There were some internal anomalies, and for the next bit, I will pronounce everything wrong.
Love it.
Apologies. Focal
I don't know.
erythema of the thyroid, since it's a thyroid condition that 40% of women have, isn't typically associated with physical injury. And anal bleeding caused by a prolapsed anus. So their explanation for that was that gas expands in the body when you die, and it could have burst naturally.
Yeah.
But
so we might as well not test this rape kit.
Yeah, could also be from sexual assault. And they did officially take stuff for a rape kit. They claim it was never processed. Another person said it was. But it was never released to the public. Is it processed? Is it not? Seems like a nude woman in a tank with anal bleeding. You would want to look into that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but she's bipolar. Yeah.
Rape
There
while
goes the
she's
stigma.
bipolar. When? How could that happen?
How could that? Obviously, it's because she's crazy. Oh my God, it's just like the early 1900s.
Hard gaslighting is this. Hard gaslighting.
She should take cocaine to fix her mania.
Yep. Good old opiates.
Laudanum,
What a
and cocaine.
Turn into our next area of topic.
Ruh-roh.
So she has several prescription drugs in her. Oh, she was not on any like hallucinogenic drugs. So don't come at me with, oh, she was on acid, she was tripping balls. Nah, son. So she has a few antidepressants. I'm not going to read their names because, geez. The antidepressants she did have in her system. Other things like mood stabilizers she didn't have. Or she had a few traces of, but she didn't take it the day of her death. Which isn't great with bipolar.
Not great,
because if the antidepressants, they bring up your mood. And then if you have bipolar disorder, you should take the stabilizers because it could trigger mania.
Yeah.
Different types of mania. They didn't check for date rape like drugs.
Which
For
is just
hypno.
bananas.
GHB, no ketamine. Who knows if she was on it? Also should note if she was drugged with her meds, could have had a interesting reaction.
Yep.
Could
Oh, for
explain the
sure.
video.
Yeah, yeah. You're not even supposed to like drink on some of them. I mean, but it's, you know.
It could have kept her going until she got to the roof.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I have so many notes, guys. Stay with
A
me.
lot happened.
So their official cause of death was accidental drowning, and bipolar disorder was like another cause.
The link to the drowning.
The main detective, I'll give you his opinion. My opinion is that she fell off her medication, and in her state, she happened to find her way onto the roof, got into the tank of water, which at the time, the water tank was maybe full, but as people used the tank, used water, unknown to her, the level was dropping to a point where she could no longer reach out and escape, and she died that way.
How fucking fast would it have to be dropping for her to like, oh my God, no, I can't get out now.
It's a terrifying idea. In any way, no matter what happened to her, if she was alive when she went in the tank.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible.
Because, there's no way you can get out of it.
Yeah.
But unlikely that she just hopped into a tank.
Also unlikely that she drowned just because the autopsy showed none of the signs of drowning.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. That's a big old, I have a big old blurb on that, guys. Hang tight.
Big old flag.
So the body was discovered, like I said, by that dude, hotel worker, who then vanished. Is a big key
Is
part
this the
of the
guy
story.
that got paid
Santiago.
to go to a different country and like
Yes.
move away?
So he is on record saying that the lid was open when he got there. And then after he gave his testimony in court, he disappeared. Jake tracked down his brother, and he said he was paid to go back to Mexico by someone.
That's so scary.
That's suspicious.
What is happening?
That's
does he
another
know?
red flag. Yeah.
And why did Jake contact him? Probably.
Also
tried to.
with the roof. So the police, they had canine dogs
Yeah.
up there once or twice. And if she crawled in there, even like if she put her hand on the thing, they would smell any trace of her. And they didn't pick up anything. So there is a big theory that she was dumped into the tank at another time. Which makes sense.
Yeah.
When you get there. There are 4 ways to get onto the roof. 3 fire escapes and a stairwell, which has an alarm. You need a employee access card to get in there. And the fire escape, at least one of them, Jake confirms this, is a very precarious climb.
Yeah.
It's like a shitty, rusty thing. And she didn't have her glasses on. It was night.
Yeah, there's no way she would.
Yeah, she was possibly drugged, or maybe she was having a manic episode. She's not fucking climbing up there. I mean, she could have.
It's so unlikely.
You're telling me a young woman who can't see is possibly drugged, possibly hallucinating, climbed onto some rusty, rickety thing.
Although, if there's someone after you or you're hallucinating that there's someone after you, I think I'd risk the fire escape.
But it's weird that she wouldn't have, first of all, made a huge racket getting up there.
Yeah, totally.
Or not fallen to her death accidentally.
That's a good point, yeah.
And if she was, like, suicidal, which some people have brought up, why not just toss yourself off the roof?
Yeah, why a water tank?
Yeah. Suicide by drowning is super rare.
And
because it's a fucking lame, like it's not a lame. It's a hard way to just kill yourself.
It's just a lot of effort, guys.
She wasn't suicide. It's not suicide. I can conclusively say.
Yes.
It's not suicide.
Detective Lillian on the case.
And the tank. So you get on the roof. To get to the top of the tank, you have to climb up this other ladder. There's a bit of a drop, and then there's the lid question. Which it's a heavy fucking lid.
Closed open.
Yeah. Also, she's a slim gal. She's gonna lift that shit in, climb in. Super unlikely, guys. And the tank she was in, you'd have to go through like tight pipes and do a little like rigmarole to get in there. Super unlikely.
Who hides a body in a water tank?
Well, would be a good reason for the hotel, which will be one of our top reasons. I think it was the hotel and the cops. So the supernatural and conspiracy theory side of the investigation, fucking hilarious.
It's just great.
I love a ghost, but guys.
I know, it's such a stretch. Like,
they think her behavior in the video is some kind of spirit interference. She was possessed or she's seeing a ghost.
But the psychic didn't agree, right?
No, there are some psychics that think
some of them
she was taken over by a ghost.
But I mean, like the one that the cops had hired to do like the remote.
Oh, yeah, I think that one
clairvoyant.
I think if you're a psychic hired by the cops, you're not going to spin that tale right away.
No, that's true. That's a good point.
That's a fast way for them to be like, what a big mistake this was.
We're not contacting you again. Goodbye.
Yeah. Like, it's a fucked up hotel. I will give you that. It's nicknamed the Suicide Hotel. Yeah. Built in 1924 in downtown LA. I've been in this area. Sketchy as fuck. It's near Skid Row. We accidentally drove onto Skid Row from this area, and we immediately were like, let's hop out of here.
It's probably like a clear line between where the area starts.
Yeah. Oh, you know you're on Skid Row because it's just lines of tents.
Oh, yes.
And you just feel like you're going to get stabbed. There's a thickness in the air.
Full of knives.
Yeah, it was nighttime too. It was a bad idea.
Oh,
it was my brother's idea.
Of course it was.
Men will be the death of us.
Yeah.
So Richard Ramirez and Jack Unterweger, I can't say his name.
I know, me neither.
Two big old serial killers stayed there during their killing sprees. And there have been at least 16 unnatural deaths at the hotel, either from suicide, accident, or murder. Although one of the, I think it was a guest or employee, claimed that someone died in every room.
Yeah.
All 600 rooms.
I mean, so more than one person would have to die a day every day.
Yeah. I'm not sure I buy that, but okay. I think there are definitely more than 16 deaths in there.
Yeah, for sure. And they have said that some days 2 people did die. But that's only some days. The thing hasn't even been built for 100 years. So,
and again, it's in a bad part of town. It's a cheap place. There are permanent residences there for low-income families. So lots of ODs, lots of jumpers. But that doesn't matter. I love a ghost, but I need to see a ghost, and I need someone else to see the same thing that I saw before I'm going to buy into the ghost train. As much as I would love a ghost.
No, me too. I'm not.
I believe more the hotel could have a dark energy to it for sure.
From all the fucking death.
So much violent death.
Oh, for sure.
And also...
And that can give you, like, the willies and the
Yes,
bad vibes. And that's why he's, like, when he
so
went
many,
in...
Yeah, so many guests have reported feeling drawn to jump, or, like, they think about jumping. But you're in a place called a suicide hotel.
Exactly.
So of course you're going to think about... I would think about jumping. That's the first thing I would think of.
It's kind of like... I mean, the hotel was based on it, right? The Overlook Hotel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How just Jack went crazy just from isolation. And was it the hotel or was it just Jack?
It's just Jack. I think like it's a combo of you're picking up a little bit of energy, but you're making your own mind go a little crazy.
Yeah.
Don't blame some ghosts. If there are ghosts there, they're certainly not possessing people.
Yeah, but if you felt that way and you didn't know it was the suicide hotel.
Who doesn't know about this
I
hotel?
don't know.
I mean, I guess there are normal people out there who aren't like, ghost murder. Yeah. But I knew about this fucking place.
Yeah.
It's, it's not a ghost, guys. It's not a fucking ghost. But good on you. Official. Not a ghost. I'm a professional. Also, I don't trust these hotels because if a big draw to your business is ghosts, how do you know they're not purposely faking shit? Like stomping up and down the halls.
And do you really need that shit while you're trying to sleep?
Yeah.
And I think causing weird things.
Because that's a big draw for money.
Oh, for sure. So they have,
shit.
But then I'd think that they'd have like cameras in every room too, so that they can see your reaction.
Thing. Also, this hotel, that wouldn't fucking surprise me.
No, because all the goddamn security guards are sexual assaulters and shit.
I do appreciate that he talks a little about the conspiracy theories. Yeah. And he himself goes to the hotel. Mm-hmm. And he does experience some shit, but again, he went off his meds. Mm-hmm. And you're in a place investigating a horrible death.
Yeah, So you got the willies.
Yeah, I believe that he thinks some spooky shit happened.
Yeah.
It's not a ghost, though. Don't even come at me with she's possessed and a ghost took her spirit. Don't even start with that.
No.
And if it is haunted and her spirit is there, she's probably like, fucking guys.
I know he shit on it, but Occam's razor says that there is no ghost.
It's a leap.
Yeah.
It's a leap for ghosts. But we will maybe be doing some paranormal investigating later on. I'm trying to push that for shits and giggles.
Okay.
Maybe we'll get a ghost. So another possible cause is her bipolar disorder and meds. The cops already think it was an accident. Because he has experience, like he said, he is bipolar. He experiences a lot of what she felt. He's been on some of the drugs she was on, and then he stopped taking it. He found himself twice in precarious situations. Yeah. Once on the hotel roof, just through, like, he thought he heard sounds or he thought people were watching him. So it's not on, like, you can't fully say it wasn't her bipolar disorder or meds. It is possible she could have been hallucinating something.
You get weird when you go off of them.
Yeah. And, like, he brought out, like, maybe she saw something and she felt she needed to hide. And that was the only thing on the roof to hide from.
Yep. If you're really scared, you would make all these poor decisions, right? Mm-hmm.
But still, like, she wasn't suicidal. He goes through her blog posts and she brings up suicide, but she said, like, suicide is not an option for me unless, like, I have schizophrenia or something and I lose my mind. But, like, she wasn't... The elevator video isn't that weird to me where she was having a full-blown...
No. And he makes a good point that if people think they're being followed, they press all the buttons so the killer doesn't know what... The killer. Oh, the person doesn't know what floor they're on. Another conspiracy theory I forgot is that she's playing the elevator game. Or it's not a conspiracy theory. But there's the elevator game where you push all these buttons in a sequence and you travel through dimensions. Oh, yes. Yeah, that's what she was trying to do. Obviously, that was what she was... I mean, what...
Every time I read that in the YouTube comments. All right.
Okay, we got to figure out how many combinations there are, and then we got to go do it.
If I was a cop and someone brought that, like, she traveled through dimensions,
I'd be like, sir, you're arrested. You're a danger to yourself and others around you.
Oh, boy. So she was fully aware of her bipolar disorder, and she was seeking help.
Yeah.
Yes, she dropped her meds a little bit, But I don't think it's enough to.
It could have just been one day she didn't take it.
Yeah.
And that's not a big deal.
I don't think it's enough to have that intense of a break.
Because they do stay in your system for at least a little bit.
Yeah, that intense of a death. I'm not. And like, she was a sound person. She's a smart cookie. Very good writer. And she brought up feeling like there were creepers bothering her a lot.
Which a woman traveling alone, that's very likely.
Of course, yeah. And like, well, first of all, suicide isn't an option because she bought gifts for her family.
Yeah, but you can always choose, like, that could have been in the morning. As someone who suffers with a similar thing, in the morning, she's probably like, yeah, I'm going to buy gifts for my family. That can change in, like, an hour. That can change in 10 minutes. Okay. So it's a rough, it is still possible.
But I get drowning in a water tank.
If she was scared or something, I don't know.
No, like,
the problem is it all feels like, I'm not the weird ones, but the rest all seem like they could have happened in some form, you know, depending on the situation.
Yeah, it is very possible, but there's too much weird shit for it to just be her bipolar disorder. Yeah. And putting out that tape which brought up her mental issues right away.
Oh, I know.
That's fuckery. That's straight up fuckery.
They're like, you know what? We need to pin this on. There we go. Bipolar. We've got our scapegoat.
If you have any kind of mental illness and something happens to you,
I know.
or you
They
die,
just say it's that.
Like, well, clearly. No. So, big old murder, evidence of sexual assault and or murder. Here we go, kids. So there was that guy getting paid off. That was fucked up. Several people, guests and permanent residents, have claimed that the hotel staff, especially the security guards, are rapists.
Yep.
They break into your room, rape you, and claim, like, if you say anything, we'll get you kicked out of the building. You won't get your deposits back. You'll be fucked. And there are people who are, like, low income.
And they
can't
have
nowhere else to go. Yep. And a lot of people who say they, like, feel they're being watched.
Because you probably are.
Yeah. Not ghosts. It's fucking perverts.
Yeah. It's fucking Stan the man over there.
Again, Elisa talked about creepers watching her. There is hotel footage. She found out her entering the hotel with 2 unknown men. Yeah. Giving her a box. Could be nothing, but no one really checked into that. They didn't release that.
They didn't talk to her roommates.
Nope. And to get to the roof, it would be really easy for a security guard.
Oh, yeah.
Because he has the key. Also, she went out in the middle of the night, and I feel like she's not someone who's going to talk to some random hotel guest. But if it's a security guard, maybe she'd be a little like, oh, hey, what's
she
going
did
on?
get real chatty with that random guy in the store.
So
she probably thought he was cute, though.
So he says.
And yeah, he might have thought she was getting chatty, and he was just maybe he's just
men
really
do that all the time,
antisocial.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Also, his account
she seems so into me.
Disturbed me for a sec because he kept making the point of how easy it would be for him to take advantage of her.
I know. Yeah.
Based on her behavior. He said it like 4 times.
It's like, bro, so did you?
Yeah. Weird thing.
It's
just you say it once, you move on. He just kept going. I don't trust that fucking guy.
Probably wears an ascot.
Jake brought up one of his theories is that she does a lot of blogging at night. She has insomnia. She wandered the hotel, met this guy. He was like the guard. Hey, come up to the roof, you know.
Yeah, it looks so pretty up there.
And she was like, no. And then he drugged her or got her up there by force. Maybe she was hiding. Maybe he killed her. Because the whole drowning thing, he gets another pathologist to go over her autopsy, and he says, like, there's no evidence of drowning.
Yeah, there's so many little things to look for that weren't there.
She had no water in her lungs like you would if you were breathing in water drowning. He said it's more likely she could have been suffocated with a pillow or because she doesn't have any markings on her, but her body was in there for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And like, again, they didn't check for the roofie drugs, which could have fucked with her. Maybe I personally think that they got her up there, wanted more people, you know, they're getting handsy with her. She tried to fight off. And then they killed her.
Yeah.
The hotel. Oh boy. So there was something, they were like changing owners, or they were getting into this weird deal this was happening. And if the staff or whatever said that there's a dead body, they would make sense if they were like, well, I don't want this in the news right now.
Yeah.
Let's just put her over here. We'll wait. And then they would dump her in the tank after their deal goes through. Or they would... he goes into a lot about police cover-ups in LA. LA sounds horrifying.
There's probably a lot of cover-ups fucking everywhere.
Well, he said, like, he was talking to that one girl. I forget who some kind of, like, police something. She was saying that it was common, like, if they don't have proof of a certain cause of death, they'll just say it's something else to get it, like, out of the way. Yeah.
Any open cold cases.
Yeah. Also, there was that huge manhunt going on when she went missing. Which I remember in the news. Yeah, that was all that was happening.
Of course.
So, there's history of like gangs and stuff happening in the hotel. The cops never come to the hotel. They avoid that place like the plague. So I think that the hotel owners have some kind of deal with the cop. With the place that has so much shifty business and deaths, they're like, look, just,
look the other way.
She had bipolar disorder. But then they put out the video and the internet was like, it's a ghost! And they made it viral.
She's dead. It's a puppet.
And now they're probably like, fuck. They caught on to us.
God damn it. How did this get out?
It was the cops in the hotel.
Yeah.
Hundo%.
Covering it up?
Yeah. Hundo%. Read this book. Like, I didn't know any of that shit about LA. I just assumed it was like any other place. But there's, cops are not the best.
Maybe the police department isn't big enough for the type of, like, the amount of crime that they have. Also, they're not trained well enough to deal with all this shit.
Yeah.
If you guys want good cops, like, you really got to do a lot of training.
Yeah,
Not 2 weeks or whatever. Like, what are you thinking? Of course they're going to be shit and shooting everybody.
Yeah. If the stuff he talked about in this book is true, it's like a fucking
sucks.
Scary ass jungle down there.
Yeah. Good place to visit. Let's not stay.
No. There are people who say that they won't report a person bleeding out. They'll just wait for them to die. So they can, like, just check that off the old docket, you get, like, overtime or something.
Oh, my God.
If they die. So that's cool.
That's how you treat human life.
And, like, how did your dogs find no trace of her?
Right? Now
they said
you can't even train your dogs.
They said they did a thorough search of the whole hotel, but then someone else said it wasn't every single room.
And if the fucking tank was open, why the hell wouldn't you even look in? Like, hey, that isn't like the other three.
Yeah, they said it was closed. So who's lying here?
I don't know.
They're all lying. And now they're just... And no one will talk about anything. No. It would be so like, he tries to talk to so many people.
And he just gets shafted.
It would be so easy for them to be like, look, here's what's happened. But they're making it so worse for themselves. They're doing it. They're being so suspicious.
Yep.
There are plenty of crimes where they'll give you, like, some kind of comment. These guys are like, nah, can't say a fucking word. Don't call me again. There's also 3 sex offenders that live in there. Yeah. Just sliding that in. And there are 7 total in the area.
Fuck. Because you just have that registry. You just look up the map.
Young
sex offenders near me.
Solo gal. Pretty.
Yeah.
Possible vulnerability. Maybe she was having, like, a manic episode in the street. And
but I still think it's just unfair for them to be saying that. Because if it wasn't, then, like...
They push that a lot.
Yeah.
Even if it is an accidental death by drowning, you don't know her bipolar disorder had anything to do with it.
Yeah. She could have been genuinely afraid of something that was in the thing, or she could have, you don't fucking know.
There was also one guy who sped up the video, and he said it looked normal, and brought up that someone could have slowed it down to make her actions seem weird.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Possible.
Well, the time code doesn't match, so.
All the footage you have of her in the hotel.
I know.
I lost my thought.
All the footage.
Let me see all the footage. All They killed her. 100%, I think.
Brutal.
They killed her.
Banana.
And dumped her in there. And then they're like, she's mentally ill.
Yep.
none. And the family, they were trying to fight it for a while. Like, they tried to sue the hotel, but now they're like, we're satisfied with they're not satisfied, but
they don't want to reopen it.
yeah,
but
they can't.
It's because it's traumatic to go through that more. I think they came to the conclusion like she's gone either way.
Yeah,
but I mean, don't you want justice for the? Some
people,
they're
probably they keep getting
too much
gaslit
stress
by fucking everyone. Yeah. So and they can't even grieve. Her like a normal death. So they're just like, sure, whatever.
Yeah,
you fucking killed her. Are you happy?
I guess.
Poor Elisa. No matter what happened to her, she's 21.
I know.
It's fucking terrible.
It's horrible. She's young. She was just traveling by herself, which shouldn't be a fucking death sentence. She
realized that her disorder was getting the best of her. She didn't want to live like that anymore. She said she was trying to get help, and then someone fucking killed her. You know what would help if you tested that rape kit?
What? One thing he did say, though, was that to test the other drugs, it costs more money. So does that mean that that they didn't family just didn't want to? Because then that's on them. Sorry, guys. But
possibly.
Or maybe it was tested and just never released. Which and they're like, no, we didn't test it.
Fucked up, though.
That it costs more money?
Yeah. If someone gets roofie, they're like, well, it's going to be $600. I don't know, it's $600, but it's going to be like $100.
I don't know.
I'd like shit with the ambulance too. They charge you for ambulance rides, which is you got like a fucking knife in you.
It's okay, I'll walk.
$50, sir. Cash or credit. I'm sorry you're dying. Yeah. Please.
All right. Everybody clear. Wait. Does he have money?
We read this at a very timely moment for police corruption.
Yep.
Maybe look into that old defunding the police thing. Maybe.
Start with LA.
If LA does this shit.
I know.
What about Toronto?
Yep.
I don't even want to talk about cops because I feel like they're listening, and they'll be like, they're on us.
I mean, the cops, they're not going to do fuck all. But if the government's listening.
Oh, the government? Everyone knows the government is fucked. Everyone
Well,
knows.
Google's listening because we have the phones, so I mean.
Chance up, no, we're not.
No, we're not.
You're fucked up.
It's just a ghost getting in your head. What?
I still think they're slowly trying to ease us into the idea of aliens because they keep bringing up like UFO sightings and stuff. And there's like the pandemic. In like 3 weeks, what if they're like
aliens?
We captured an alien. He's been in our care for 60 years.
Yeah. You know that satellite in Roswell? It was actually the UFO you thought it was. What?
But I don't think this is a government conspiracy.
No. It's just two small potatoes.
There was that weird thing about tuberculosis testing in the area because it's called the Lamb Elisa or something.
Oh, yes, right.
And they're not like doing weird testing.
Small potatoes. Yeah. Well, I mean.
No. There's plenty the government
They did own up to MK Ultra, and they could still be doing that stuff.
Yes, but I don't think she was a victim.
Probably not.
Let's not. The government does a lot of fucked up thing, but this isn't the government.
They'd have more control over the person.
Yeah. So a lot of dope themes in this book. Mental illness, pharmaceuticals, police investigations, cover-up, murder, the internet, how you can... She used it to express herself. She met friends through it because she didn't have support in real life.
Our isolation, yet social...
Yep.
Not isolation.
The fucked upness of missing persons cases. Where did I read? The amount of people that are missing currently in Canada is insane.
Oh, in Canada?
So many missing people.
Yeah.
And then the fucking paranormal, which is fun, but useless.
I know.
Until you have actual footage of a ghost, don't even talk to me about it.
What a waste of time.
Don't even fucking bring it up. In a murder investigation.
I know.
Shut
Let's
the fuck
not sully this woman's name and say she was possessed by fucking ghosts. Come on.
Off. So I guess the main question here is, what do you believe happened to her?
Definitely that she was already dead and that was a marionette situation.
Yep, the shadow people. And the Invisible Man movie was based off this case.
There are 70 to 80,000 missing in Canada. Wow.
Damn.
That's a lot.
A lot of them do get found, but the amount that stay missing
Is pretty huge.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is scurry. Snatch and run.
And run. Stop snatching and running.
That person isn't yours, man. No matter what you say,
Yeah.
can't just take them.
So Shadow People's my favorite conspiracy, but the one that I think is the most true is that it was a hotel staff member. And
Yeah.
then the hotel wanted to help cover it up.
Yeah, they
Because,
bribed
and then the
cops.
police wanted to cover it up because they're like, we don't need this right now.
Yeah. I think the hotel paid them off, and the
Yeah.
cops, it was just like, well, we don't really have hard evidence for
So fuck
anything.
it. Yeah.
Sure. Accidental drowning.
Yeah.
Because that was also scratched off last minute
Yes.
on her autopsy report. And just like schoolgirl checked in.
Yeah.
She drowned.
Drown.
He speaks a lot about how do you say it?
Synchronicities.
Synchronicity.
Yeah.
Have you experienced any of that shit?
So what were some of the ones that he experienced? Where just like everything.
He'll be talking about something,
And then he'll see it somewhere
or he'll
else.
think about something,
Yeah.
and then his mom would bring up like, "Oh, remember when this happened?" He's
Yeah.
like, whoa.
Yeah, no, I have that happen a lot. And it's really cool.
Yeah.
But like, I just think of it. Sometimes I know that it's just because I'm thinking of that one particular thing, and that because you're thinking about it,
Summon
you
it.
notice it everywhere. And
Chaos magic.
so sometimes it's that, but other times it just seems weird.
yeah. I'm too much of like a person. Unless like a ghost or something
Like,
spooky,
actually
like,
knocks
fully
on your fucking head,
manifests in
hello.
front of me, something weird could happen. I'll
And you
be
just
like,
won't, huh?
not even though like I just don't want to deal with it. I have too much happening right now
Fair.
to deal with fucking weird.
I don't need your ghostiness right now.
Yeah, the whole seeing numbers thing is a big one.
Yeah.
If you repeatedly see the same number over and over.
Yeah.
Here's Jake. I love you, but he's not like, I wouldn't say big into conspiracy theories, but he went to that weird thing in the desert with like all the booths about fucked up conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
And
Hey, sometimes you gotta check shit out.
it's fun, but
Yeah.
it's just people doing drugs in the desert. It sounds like
What else is new?
it's cool, but I think a lot of it is you summon it in yourself.
Yeah. Because you thought about
Subconsciously
it
or
and
subconscious.
yeah. Our minds
You
are
know what I'm
powerful.
saying? Yeah.
So it's-
Do you believe in that the hotel is
After
haunted?
love. What?
Do you believe that the hotel is haunted? What are your thoughts on the hotel?
So I don't believe in hauntings. And
But I want us to investigate.
no, I think it's
Toronto thing.
cool.
Yeah.
But I think that hotel clearly has a whole whack of negative energy. So like, how deep can we go here? I think when you die, your energy releases into that location. So when people think that they're seeing like ghosts and stuff, it's like an echo of the dead energy that's left there.
for sure.
It would be full of tons of shit because people keep
Energies.
dying.
Yeah. Also, like,
And it started like they built it near the Great Depression, right? Like right before the Great
Yeah, it
Depression.
hit.
So then, all these people killing themselves wasn't because of the hotel, it was because of that.
yeah, they're all fucking
And now,
broke.
now their terrible energy is stuck there. So everyone's like, I feel it and it's drawing me
Yeah.
to the window because I know that happens.
And if you're in LA and you're suicidal and you happen to be walking by some place known as a suicide
Oh, I know.
hotel, of course you're gonna be like, well,
I'm getting the willies.
I should go in there. It's still a
Just gonna
hotel.
stop by for lunch.
There are legit Yelp reviews where
I
they're
know.
like, the staff harassed me.
Yeah.
They're watching me. They're talking about me. That one girl is like,
Fucked.
he interviewed that resident and she said the first thing she says was, oh, they killed her. Again.
Again.
Yeah.
Again. Which is
We're
brutal.
just raping and killing girls here. At
And
this fucking
clearly getting
murder
away with
hotel.
it.
I'm
it's
never.
okay, we'll rename it.
I am never staying in this fucking. You lost
Oh,
a
God, no.
customer. You lost a customer.
Here I was about to book it, and then bam, murder.
No. Even, you know what? Another thing. I'm not bipolar. I haven't had those mania things. I'm a pretty paranoid person.
You are.
Even my mind wouldn't go. She does. Someone killed her. So she crawled into the water tank. Lunacy. Horseshit. Is it possible? Fine. No, it didn't happen. This is why I can't be a cop. Every crime scene, be like, nah.
No.
I call bullshit.
Yeah, but you'd be the one in the station where they're just like, we're going to just close this case and chalk it up to mental illness. You'd throw the book at them.
No.
Whatever the book is, you just take it
Don't
and
you
you throw
dare.
it.
I don't want to hear any of
Yeah.
that shit.
I will not stand for this.
Police corruption spooks me.
You'd have a lot of cold cases under you.
I trust the web sleuths more than the cops in this day and
they're
age.
so good.
To be honest.
And because it's a passion for them, right? It's
Yeah. Like
if
the
you're
keepers.
the detective, it should be a passion for you because that's a really
but so many of them
thing.
are like, fucking, she's bipolar.
Maybe because they
whatever.
keep them working for too long. I've been a
Sure.
detective for 30 years. Go away. Stop.
Buy a beach house.
What are you doing? Go relax.
I'd like to think if I was a detective, I'd be like mustachioed, bomber
yes.
jacket, come in there like, all right,
We got your
what do
cigar.
we got here, folks? We got
Everyone moves out of your
sexual
way when you-
assault. Every case, it's a sexual assault.
Test that rape kit. We don't
She
have a rape
was
kit.
murdered.
What? She clearly slit her wrists. Nope. She was raped and murdered.
No. Yeah. Oh yeah, web sleuths are the shit.
Yeah.
I mean, there are the crazy ones with like the shadow
but that's
people.
everywhere. It's just...
The web sleuthing in the keepers was aces. Those gals that went to the school.
Oh, they're so
I
delightful.
love them.
They were great.
And they find so much evidence, and then the cops are like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, and they don't. They're like, well,
they're either like, "I can't comment on this,"
Yeah.
or like, "Haven't seen that before. Congratulations, you stumbled on a huge piece of evidence."
and we're burying it.
And then they
Because
disappear.
that's what the church paid us to do.
Do you think this guy should be worried about the cops coming after him?
Jake?
Yeah, he roasts them hard.
Yeah, but his book came out at the perfect time because right now everyone's roasting them. So, I mean, who are they really going to go after here? Now
You
Jake's
done good.
become small potatoes.
Maybe he knew. Maybe that desert trip told him this was going to happen.
Someone like sensed it and they were
Yeah.
like, you need to release your book on this
Yep,
day.
his
And that's why he
publishers.
waited so
His
long.
publishers
Yeah.
are the shadow marionette people.
Yes.
Illuminati.
That's it. It's cracked.
Freemasons.
Fuck it. What? Nexium. DOS.
Naming
Cults.
so fucking stupid. Although if aliens or whatever, if any of these are true, if there's a fucking
Well, then wouldn't we look silly?
the Illuminati are in their base like, ha,
They don't believe
yeah,
us.
Blue Ivy is running it. They think she's in the Illuminati.
What? Why?
Just know everyone's in the Illuminati.
Yeah, well, you know, Obama's a lizard folk, right?
Yep.
So
Love that. Yep. And then the Clintons. Sure.
beautiful.
Sure. What song does this book make you think of?
Fuck, I don't know. I was thinking about
This
it.
is-
I'm like, is there murder? I'm
This
thinking
question is on
Mudvayne. Anything Mudvayne.
There's a band called Skinned, SKYND.
Yes.
Their whole thing, they make songs about true crime. So they have a Lisa Lamb song.
Yeah, so that's perfect.
Perfect. Their video's more on the supernatural side. Also, Hotel
'cause it's fun.
California. Because they're in California. And every time I was
Beautiful.
reading this, I was like,
Yeah. Oh, that's so nice.
California. They're like, that song's about drugs and stuff.
It's because it's about California.
Tanks.
Not water tanks.
Water
There
tanks.
aren't any songs about water tanks.
Should really nail that down, that lid. That fact that anyone could open that freely. It's fucked up.
Or make it out of like unobtainium. So it's really
Don't
heavy.
have water tanks. Is there another way to get water there? You like tap in the ground? And
a well.
Yeah,
Yes.
you put a hose in there.
Yep.
Goes through the
A
hotel.
whole hotel on well water.
Sorted. City planning.
Yeah, at its
done.
finest. Hey, it's still better than the Romans with their lead aqueducts.
They succeeded for a while. They were
Is
going,
everyone losing their minds? It's the lead.
They were going well for a hot minute. And then, stuff happened. Author Jake Anderson He's a writer. He's a filmmaker. He's an investigative journalist. He's an activist and a web publisher.
Wow, Jake, calm down.
He runs the popular website The Ghost Diaries and is a contributing journalist for the Anti-Media and multiple alternative media outlets. He has been a featured guest on Ground Zero with Clyde Lewis, Spaced Out, Nocturnal Frequency, West of the Rockies, and Common Ground. Have you listened to any of those?
No.
Cool. Originally,
I wrote down West of the Rockies. I was going to listen to that.
I want to look up Ground Zero. It sounds like Clyde is like a conspiracy theorist, dude. Originally from Little Rock, Arkansas, he graduated the University of California at Santa Cruz and currently lives in Portland, Oregon, and Albuquerque, New Mexico. Jake, I love you. He is on his meds again. Don't just stop taking your meds, cold turkey, folks. If you can take anything from this book,
a bad time.
Don't fucking do that. No. Don't go on the roof of anything.
Get off the roof. If someone invites you onto the roof, doesn't matter if they're a security guard.
Nope. Yeah, be leery of security guards now, apparently.
Yeah, be wary of everybody.
Everyone is a suspect for everything.
Suspect.
There's a man in your walls. There are lizard folk running the country.
Suspect.
There are shadow people putting doppelgangers in the world to cover up deaths. Everything is going south. We're all going to die.
Yeah. But before we die, our next book.
It's a lighter one. No, it's not a lighter one.
It's a lighter one.
This is the first true crime. It's still true crime.
We're just digging in there.
Oh
yeah. More true crime. I think this one has multiple crimes.
So I love this book. So can't wait.
This is Chase Darkness With Me, How One True Crime Writer Started Solving Murders by Billy Jensen. So synopsis.
Is that the full title?
Yeah.
Take a breath. Yeah.
I need my inhaler.
It's super hot in here, but I think it's just the cocktail.
Maybe. Have you ever wanted to solve a murder?
Yes.
Question mark. Gather the clues the police overlooked? Question mark. Put
Yep.
together the pieces? Question mark.
Heck yeah.
Identify the suspect?
Heck to the yes.
Hell yeah, brother. Journalist Billy Jensen spent 15 years investigating unsolved murders, fighting for the families of victims. Every story he wrote had one thing in common. They didn't have an ending. The killer was still out there. But after the sudden death of a friend, crime writer and author of All Begun in the Dark, Michelle McNamara, Billy became fed up.
We read that.
We did. Episode something back there. Go listen
Flashback
to it. Following a dark night, he came up with a plan to investigate past the point when the cops had given up. A plan to solve the murders himself. You go.
Fucking love him.
You'll ride shotgun as Billy identifies the Halloween mask murderer, finds a missing girl in the California redwoods, and investigates the only other murder in New York City on 9/11. You'll hear the intimate details of the hunts for two of the most terrifying serial killers in history, his friend Michelle McNamara's pursuit of the Golden State Killer, and his own quest to find the murderer of the Allenstown Four. And Billy gives you the tools and the rules to help solve murders yourself.
Tools.
Exciting.
And the rules. What a fun synopsis.
I know.
He
It's
really
great.
packs everything in
Pack
there.
it in there.
Damn, a murder in 9/11. That would be a great time to murder someone.
Fuck.
Do you think he intentionally, like as soon as...
Or it was like beforehand. Or he had a plan and didn't care
Can you imagine
what
being
else
the
was
one
going on.
person who like they saw that and like, now's my time!
Oh, God.
Lunatics!
Some people shouldn't be on this planet.
There's quite a few. Just put them
over there.
I feel like Billy Jensen is my friend. He's a cool dude. Like his whole vibe, it makes you feel like he's your friend.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to read this.
Oh, me neither.
Many crimes.
He wrote the ending of Michelle's book, like the second edition or whatever.
Passed away, yes.
And I really enjoyed it. Like the way I like his writing style, so I imagine this book's
Great
gonna be great.
friendship. She spent all her life. Can't just let it go.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just not be finished.
No,
They're like, we gotta
exactly.
finish this. Love Billy Jensen.
Yeah.
Love
you should follow
dude.
him on Instagram. He's pretty great.
Yes, I love crime investigators that aren't cops. I mean, there's some fine cops, whatever. The web sleuths.
Trying to stay Switzerland.
Yeah. Really hard.
Yeah.
Day and age. Really just digging your graves, folks. every time. Here we go.
The chain gang.
Not even a shock anymore. But you remember the innocent times where you'd read a cop or military person going like fucking nuclear and you were like, damn, the cops? And now you're like, yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now that we have the internet, we can learn
your
what's
first
going
question
on.
is like, was it a cop?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Well, now we can actually learn what's going on in other places, right? Like 30 years ago.
What if they
Different
defund
story.
the police and the web sleuths take over crime investigations?
As long as they're not all supernatural, I think it'll be okay.
Well, they'll weed those ones out. They'll weed them if anyone brings up lizards.
It was Obama and his family. They did it because they're lizards.
They'll be like, you guys, you know what? Run with it. See what you can find out.
But not that.
We're going to be over here.
Yeah. Good luck to you. Please do not contact the Obamas.
Meanwhile, the lizard folks are like, we have them fooled. There are lizards running around.
Fuck it, there might be.
I guess in 2020, who knows?
What are they? There's like a couple alien species that people say we know of are out here on Earth. The lizard folks.
Because I don't know them.
There's the grays. That's all I remember. But there were more.
Sure.
Believe it when I see it.
My main quote on that is sure. Yep, there sure is.
Sure.
Okay. When Obama peels off his lizard.
Oh, wouldn't that be a great day?
I will. Yeah. We're in July. Who knows what's next? We've had fucking World War III. We've had pandemic. We've had murder hornets. We've had apparently Jesus is coming in July, according to some Mormons.
Let's figure it out.
Who knows? Now's the time for conspiracy
Obama.
theories to
You know what?
pan out.
It'd be the least of our problems if Obama's a lizard.
Listen, if in August the shadow marionette people come forth, we're dummies, and I admit that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You do you. All right. Should we stop this Mamma Jamma? We can end things.
Yep, we know how. So join us next time for some Billy Jensen and more true crime.
Yeah.
And that's nice.
That
was Lillian.
Is Chelsea.
And
Bye.
have yourselves a day.
Yep. Or a night.
Or a morning. We don't judge. Bye.